or you just lost, brother. You need to accept the word into your heart. And then when you kick some knowledge, just fuck you, nigga. You know what you're talking about. And it turns into anger real quick, right? And it's the reason why it is the biggest religion holding us back, and along with Christianity, because there can never be no unity. Because one, people have egos, and the argument of common sense will always be put up by people who have it, right? Everybody who has common sense, who operate from common sense and logic, will always put forth their argument, right? This is how it is. It's just life, right? So to do that with a person who is operating outside of logic and common sense, you can never meet, right? Because you believe in a book where snakes and donkeys talk, people walking on water, people got flying fire chariots. Just because they got long hair, they have superhuman strength. Dude raising the dead but can't save himself from 2 sticks and some nails, right? So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit logic. You can't survive 3 days in a big fish, right? It doesn't make sense for God to create his own worst enemy and not destroy him multiple times when he has the chance to, but yet kills all these millions of innocent people for something they never did. So when you actually begin to study the book, you understand the dualistic nature of it and what it's actually talking to and speaking to, and how it's speaking to the evil in all of us and the good in all of us. And that's what God and Satan represents. It's that eternal struggle that we all face every single day of doing the right thing and doing the wrong thing, and how evil can prevail, how evil can get you into high places, but so can good. Being good can, put you in a low place. Being good could put you in a bad situation. Being good could get you killed, right? But being bad also has an opposite effect. Being bad can get you money. Being bad can get you love and respect and honor, right? And people have absolutely no clue what you're doing. So there's a dualistic to everything, and there's a yin yang to it all. And this is what Satan and God represents, and Jesus represents you, right? And the Bible is telling you all this. So when you begin to understand that, and even without understanding the esoteric part of it, I mean, dude, the history, just look at the fucking history. The history of it all is what crushes it anyway, because there is no proven history that fits the stories in the Bible. It's just not. So from the Black Hebrew Israelite standpoint of understanding this whole thing, they want to believe that all the biblical books before the King James Version, well, this is some, because there are different, Hebrews that believe different things. Some of them only go by the, Masoretic text and the Hebrew doctrines, not what the King James Version says. It doesn't matter which one you want to take. None of it is proven to be true. None of it goes back to a true proven history of people called Hebrews or Jews at all, right? So there's so much they have to steal and piggyback off to make their doctrine true and proven, and all of it can just be equaled up to dog shit, plain and simple. It can. None of it is solid. None of it is solid. None of it is strong. None of it is concrete proof that we can look at and say, yeah, that's it. There it is. All of it is speculation. All of it has not held up to scrutiny. It is debated, and it's really only debated because the people who are putting out this information is part of the church. The scientists and the researchers who are pushing this thing are a part of the church. They are the people who are in these positions. And notice, they're the only ones that's pushing it, because nobody else cares, because they don't make no damn sense, right? It's just these people coming out and saying, this is true, and this artifact. Nobody asked you, bro. We're not looking for this stuff. So why are you coming out of nowhere with this stuff that nobody cares about, that happened thousands of years ago, and saying and making it news and global, putting it in papers all over the internet, making it this big deal, like this is something we should all be looking at as true, when everybody is like, so what? And it's to get into the minds of the people who they have control of to accept and continue to accept this doctrine. And for the apologists to have just more ammo to use to go towards their apologies. The biggest thing that I hate that a lot of Black Hebrews do is they say, well, where did you get your knowledge from? You got your knowledge from the white man. So how can you trust it and not trust our book? You understand that? So you see what they're trying to do and say, well, our book came from a black man. Never been proven. Never been proven. And then the thing with that is, okay, if it did come from a black man and you're trying to make it as if white people is somehow people we should not listen to, that we shouldn't accept any teaching or information from them, you guys are accepting them in the same breath as Jesus Christ, right? Just like the book says, right? Obey them as you obey Jesus, as you obey Christ, right? So you guys are accepting them as being our slave masters, as being okay the history we have in slavery, what they did to us is cool to you guys because God ordained it. It's fine. So how are you saying that we can't listen to or read a book from a white person? Right? We can't. We're basically accepting their teachings and whatever you want to say that we're doing as far as accepting and being accepting of white folks when everything about your doctrine benefits white people. How does that benefit us for us to believe that we are cursed and we are supposed to be under the thumb of white America, white people all over the world, because we're cursed? So we're supposed to just be cursed and accept this curse and be fucking, persecuted and killed and raped and tortured, oppressed because we're cursed, and this white man's supposed to be where he is. And don't worry about it. He gonna get his comeuppance at the end of times. After you dead and you gone for 100 years, what have you, 1,000 years, then the white man gonna get his, right? Who does that benefit? Who does that benefit? How does that benefit us at all? So I'm gonna sit here and wait and accept my shit and all my shortcomings and everything that happens. Meanwhile, wait a minute. This rapper dude is making millions of dollars and he's thanking Jesus. But meanwhile, he's talking about murder and sex and violence, and he seems blessed to me, but he's thanking Jesus and he's good. So how does that work out for me if we're supposed to be all Black Hebrews? How some of us are rich and blessed and some of us are not. And then, of course, they want to, they down with Satan. They down with their Baphomet, man. They down with the Boule. They accept and they took. Then how are they talking about Jesus? Can't serve two masters. How are they talking about Jesus and going to church and praising Jesus? It don't make sense. It means it's something that you clearly don't understand that they do because they in a much better situation than you are. You talking and praising Jesus, they talking and praising Jesus, but they rich and famous. What are you? All right? It don't make sense for anybody to look at it from the outside and look at everything and be like, this Hebrew stuff is true. And then you got to really analyze the world and analyze history to figure out if it's true or not. Once you begin to do that, dude, you might as well be a Christian. Because it's the same stupid bullshit. You're still accepting the doctrine. You're just accepting it as us being the Israelites. Black, which is stupid. We are not stupid like that. There's no way. You read the Bible. There's no way in the world that we can be the Hebrews and witness the power of God and everything the Hebrews witnessed and everything. Moses parting the sea and the miracles of Elijah and Elisha, flying fire chariots, the strength of Samson, all the stuff we're witnessing, but we just won't obey God. It's no fucking way. Black people, look how we worship today. There's no way we'd follow every order. That's something that we would never be that stupid to see this power and see what's possible for us as a people and not accept it. It's just not in our history. It's not what we do. And if we've seen it and it's to be real and true and we observed it and we experienced it, we will follow it. And it's just how we are. It's in our nature. It's in us. There's no way in the world we could be those people that's in the book at all and be that dumb. So this doctrine benefits them because you forfeit Africa. You sever your ties with Africa and say, oh, the white man can have it. We're not cool with these people anyway. We don't like them. And, we'll take dirty, sandy ass Israel over, greatest continent on the face of the earth that we know of, Africa, full of riches. Why are they in there then? They in there, but we ain't supposed to be in there. Yeah, it don't make sense. So yeah, this is one of the reasons why this doctrine is out there. Anybody that's Black and pushing it is a sellout to his people. Plain and simple. There's no other way to look at it. If this is something that you are thinking about accepting, understand what it's actually talking about before you accept it. Understand that the history is the same as the regular Christian history. There is none. There is none, dude. So you need to go and look. Again, I'm not telling you to go worship ISIS and Osiris and what have you. We don't worship them. That's what they want you to think. We're not giving up the worship of Jesus for the worship of, Osiris. Nobody worships Osiris. Like these are people created to tell a story, just like your Bible is, but you accept it as real life. But these are things that's talking about our body, our consciousness, nature, or what have you, just like the Bible is. The difference is we understand this and you guys do not, because you have been brainwashed to accept this as being actual history when it has never been proven to be actual history. But you can't accept it as such if there's no proof. You can't argue it as such if there never was proof. So the arguments is like one of the things I'm confused about, because it's like, you come to the argument with no common sense because it's never been proven. So how are we supposed to really debate about this when you have no proof? You have faith. And this is what we got to accept from you is, okay, you talking from a standpoint of faith. I'm going to respect your faith and listen to what you got to say. But when you start talking about this stuff has been proven true, you have archaeological evidence and data, what have you, you don't. You don't have any of it that amounts to truth. You have stuff that is exactly what you said it is, evidence, data, right? There's evidence and data for Bigfoot, right? So never been proven true. So yeah. And of course, you're going to have the people that say, well, just because there has been proven true doesn't mean it's true. All right, man. All right. So just because Spider-Man hasn't been proven true doesn't mean it's true. Same thing about the Avengers, X-Men. Look like it can happen. These people could be real, but just not proven true. Just in the book and movies, right? But to try to convey this to a person to accept wholeheartedly as being our dominating religion and, have us walk this path and accept this, it's just not practical in 2025, man. It's too much information out there. It's just too much. It's too much real shit out there. And it's just too much that we've been through as a people to accept this. And the whole thing of, okay, dude, if we were just down and out and nobody could somehow really come out of poverty, we're not seeing black billionaires in Africa and black billionaires in America, all these rich people everywhere. Man, it doesn't make sense that these people can be rich and we can't because we're cursed, but they're supposed to be cursed too. How does that work out? So yeah, something to think about. But yeah, the Hebrew Israelite doctrine for people that's, been talking about it and asking questions about it. Guys, I have a lot of videos on it. You can scroll through my videos. I talk about this thing a lot. There's never been any proof or anything that showed us that the biblical Jews existed. So who are these people, right? Who are these Jews that, because you guys are caught up in the timeline, which is understandable because you guys are like, well, wait a minute. Putin showed us the picture of black Jesus and we had all the old paintings of Jesus as black and Israel. Of course it is. Because during that time when the indoctrination was happening, everybody was black over there. It was black people. So in Israel, it's black because Israel was a part of the Egyptian territory, which we know Egypt was black, right? So what happened was when the Greeks came in and conquered and they created this doctrine, which I go back again to Ptolemy II Philadelphus, and I go back again to Cerebus Christos. Again, it's proof showing you that before any of these paintings was done, before Rome came up with Christianity, we have proof that they were trying to get these black people in Egypt, right? Hellenization was that. Getting these black people to worship them or God in the image of them. We have the proof of that, right? So here it is, the proof that, hey, they're trying to get us to worship this dude as a God. It didn't take, right? And then they come up with this new doctrine. And it wasn't in what we call Judaism today, was something completely different. We know that by, what the oldest manuscripts are saying, which is why they're in fragments. Because if we read the whole thing in its entirety, we would see what it actually was. The doctrines were set up for the times. They changed over time, which is why we have so many versions, right? Understand that. So what's going on is this doctrine was put out, that people did not accept it. Eventually, the kids were indoctrinated with this religion we call Judaism, and it stuck and it took over time, right? And then, of course, we're talking about time. We're talking about, early BC, closer to 1 BC, right? And then we have, of course, when the church comes into power, the papacy, what have you, this stuff being pushed. So these black people were sent out to spread this doctrine. But the key thing you got to remember is it's not as old as they say the Exodus is or the Old Testament is. There is no proof within that ancient timeline that these people existed. I talked about Hecataeus. I talked about Diodorus Siculus, and the same thing with Herodotus. People never mentioning black Hebrews or any Jews or Hebrews during that time. So who were these people, right? You got to think about that. There's no proof that these people existed. Only biblical proof, no historical proof. There's historical evidence, right? But none of it has ever been proven true that these people were ever real. The people that we can prove were real were after the fact, after the biblical timeline. So we have these black people going around saying that they're Jews and Hebrews, all these tribes, and they spreading this word. And because it goes back to, 100 AD, right? You guys believe that this is somehow giving it validity when it's not. It's indoctrination. That's all it is. So we know these people were conquered. This doctrine was put on them. They spread it. It changed over time, became what it is. And that's all it is to it. It's not that it's something that's true that was changed, because then you have to think about that. It's another thing I always say that, okay, if you guys believe we had this true Bible, right? This true doctrine, And the white man got a hold of it and changed it. But then he believed everything else in the book, right? All the shit that God did to people who mess with him, but he doesn't touch these white folks at all. They're allowed to give us a wrong doctrine. And then hold up, think about that. If they gave us a wrong doctrine, that means everything you know about the religion came from the King James Version, came from these books and these doctrines that they released. So what are we talking about here? Why are you accepting any of it if you believe that this stuff was given to us by them and they changed it over time? Why are you believing any of it? That means it's not real. So another thing you got to think about is, these people have enslaved us for hundreds of years. They've taken away everything that would put us in any position of power. Yet you guys believe that they somehow gave us a book that's going to tell us the keys to the kingdom, how to basically rule and take over, and that we're going to be gods or what have you on their, on their demise when they're gone. That we're going to rule and take over. This is going to be the salvation. This is going to be telling us about our history. They hid our history. They hid everything that happened to us. But they gave us a book about our true history. It don't make sense. It don't make sense at all. Something you got to think about. But, it's just common sense is not so common. A lot of people don't think deeply about these things because they use their emotions when they're talking about it. They're more emotional about it and they're not logical, right? It doesn't make sense for people to oppress us and enslave us, knowing that we are the true chosen people of God, right? And they follow the doctrine too. They follow this doctrine. They gave it to their own people to follow and believe in. And these people somehow worshiping a different, understanding than us. We all can read, right? So it don't make sense. It's, again, the book can be held up to, interpretation. So maybe they're interpreting it a different way from us. That's quite possible. But the thing is, one, why give us the book at all, knowing that anybody with knowledge can interpret it the correct way and pull out the knowledge, which is what the Masons do, which is what I did and everybody else do as well that has understanding. The book is telling you that, right? So there's a lot to get into. So, you guys know I got a lot of videos on this and, my bad for rambling on this, but it's a lot of information to get into in a short time. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch on this. And I want you guys to just do your research on this, man. Whether you Hebrew or not, if you're searching and you're looking for answers in this whole thing, it's a lot of information out there. Just be sure you're being true to yourself and digging and reading and not on YouTube just looking at these guys talk shit on the corner, right? Dig, read, research, connect dots, use logic. This stuff is here to deceive you. If it was given to us and for us to get some type of spiritual understanding from it, then we would have it already. We're in this state. We clearly do not, right? There's something more and deeper to the book. And the people who understand it are successful and they're using that understanding to basically control us and rule us, right? So yeah, something to think about. But let's take a time to watch. You guys make sure you take advantage of all the sales. The sale is still up for people to join. The society is still only $18 a month to join. Comes with a whole lot. Take advantage of that. Also, again, my whole catalog is available. I'm talking about over 100 videos. There's so much in there. So all of my more deeper, better videos than anything that's on YouTube are in that collection, in that catalog. Take advantage of that. You guys are asking my videos all the time. And when I try to give you those videos, they're not on YouTube. They're in that catalog. You have to buy them. So stuff I can't put on YouTube for obvious reasons. So yeah, man, just do yourself a favor and grab them and get them out the way. But that price goes back up. So make sure you guys take advantage of all this stuff, all these sales. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.